going on, guys? What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing? I hope you can't hear my neighbor doing their lawn right now. DLTR placing calls followed by puts. How's everyone's weekend going? Look at this chart on SPY. What's up, Chris? This chart looks ready to rip. This was such a textbook move. Old resistance turned right into support, bounced off, flagged, fake breakout, triggered stop losses right here, and then ripped right to the upside. Such a classic move. Ready for the games to start. Me too. I haven't even looked at the lineup yet. Let's see. All I know is that the Giants aren't playing. Chris, you think your Eagles are going to win versus the Broncos? I mean, the Broncos are favored. They're home. Seahawks Packers should be a good game. And the Vikings Chargers. Looking forward to the games today. Your boys at kickoff. What are you, a Cowboys fan? They're playing the Falcons. But yeah, SPY, if it can hold this white line right here, I think we rip to the upside and test the highs again. Right, we broke this level of resistance, right? You technically could, draw it like that, right? Because 1 touch, 2 touch, and 3 touch rejected it perfectly. That definitely works. We definitely need to break this level right here, 467.86. I'm going to set my alert. But if it can hold this level, right, this is a more important level. Old resistance, right, rejected, turned into a support perfectly, consolidated right at that level. Again, consolidated right here again, right? So that just shows the market's trying to pick a place to go, right? Buyers are hesitating and sellers are hesitating. So definitely need over 467.86. Once it can break this level, we should test right around 469.15, right? This old level right here, into 469.57, and then through that we should test the highs. Do I see a total market crash anytime soon? If I said yes, I'd be lying. If I said no, I'd be lying. Honestly, I wish I could tell you, but no one has any idea. You know how many times people have predicted the market's going to crash over the last year? Yet it just continues to run, right? Look at the overall chart. This is the daily. People called a crash here. People called a crash here, here, right? People continue to think that the market's going to crash, yet it continues to go up. So we're just going to continue to play the trend until we have, I think, a break of, right? If we break this level, 420, what is this level? Like 425. Let's see. All right. Let's make it purple so we could see. 426.36 is the bottom. If we came below that level, then I would be pretty bearish. But, you know, we're not anywhere near that. So, we'll continue to play the trend. Let's see. Wow, you're a Cowboys fan. My best friend's a Cowboys fan too. I always give him a hard time with Dak Prescott. But yeah, I'm gonna continue being bullish until I see a sign that makes me not bullish, even on that mark and that dip. Right, this whole time I was still bullish. It was just setting up for another rip, which it did exactly that. So here's SPY, bullish in my opinion. If we can break this 467.86, very bullish. So Thomas asked, looking at the chart, sometimes you use the candle wick and sometimes not. So sometimes, right, there's no right and wrong way to do it, right? Like sometimes you could do it like that or that. There's no right or wrong way. It's just something, you need the most touches, right? So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4, we broke out and a potential retest. That's one way to look at it. Or you could do this way, 1, 2, kind of 3, and kind of 4. Well, this is definitely 4. But, you know, there's really no right or wrong way to do it. This is the safer route, right? Once it breaks this level, it will test this level. You know, it just really depends on what it does after this. So there's no way of knowing, you know, what's right here or what's wrong. Just personal preference, I think, in my opinion. Everyone does it differently. You know, it lets you be a little bit creative, I guess. You can even do, like, you know, something like this. Maybe we reject here, come back down, test this level of support right here, which would be kind of interesting if that happened, because we would test this level of support, right? We had buyer step in here. Let me zoom in a little bit. We had buyer step in here, look at that strong candle. If we rejected here, we come back down, right, break this level of support, trigger people's stop losses, bounce off this level here, like right in this level, right in this region, I should say, and then rip up. Right, that's definitely a possibility. I kind of like that, actually. Right, so if we reject, find some support right around this region, and then rip back up to the upside. Definitely a possibility. Does that make sense? Thomas. Go Bills. Aren't they playing the Jets? The Bills, let me see. Who are the Bills playing? Oh yeah, they're playing the Jets. I mean, that should be a total. They should kill him. But is it, I think Mike White's playing again now. So if he has one of those games again, I don't know. It could be one of those upsets. You never know with the Jets. Thoughts on the setup of LVS? Oh wait, let me go over DLTR for Beacon. That's an interesting candle. So here's the daily. Yeah, like look at this. That's a lot of consolidation. I really wouldn't want to play this until it breaks around that level, right? Because we're just trading in a range since 2018. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. I would really wait till the break of this candle. Right, maybe over that candle you can get some momentum into a push to 119 and then hopefully break that range. Or the 119, 120. Definitely. Interesting. Airbnb. So Airbnb is approaching the highs. Right, so the high is 219.94, and we're also pushing up to retest that 211.34 level. If we can break 211.34, we should see an all-time high test. I'm going to set my alert on the line, and I'm not going to add it to my watch list because I don't really, I mean, I do play the high breakouts, but there's really, I like the flag breaks when they're right below. We'll see what happens. Just watch 211.34, which is this level of resistance. That would be a break. We should see a push, a retest, and a test of 219.94. But yes, Leon, I totally agree. If we break this level, we should see a test of 219. So definitely agree. Sorry if I missed your questions. LVS. Thoughts on LVS for calls? Let's see. Okay, so overall downtrend, right? This is the daily. All right, so we're in an overall downtrend, so be aware of that. We are at support, right? So this needs to hold big time. This is kind of a bear flag as well. Or you can also look at it like this, right? So there's multiple ways you can always look at it. You can look at it like that, or you can kind of look at it like that, right? We had a fake out before the rip, right? So if I do alt inverse, this is the inverse chart, right? So we had a flag. This is a bull flag if on the inverse chart. And it's testing the upper trend line, right? So technically, since this is the inverse, you would play calls, but since it's the inverse, you would play puts. So be aware of that. Always a good way to look at charts. All right, you would play a break of this line, and you would target this level right here, 35.59, and then 33.30. So since it's the inverse, right? Personally, I'm bearish if this breaks. You can also look at it like this. All right, multiple touches. So that's LVS. MS, so for overall, just wait to see what happens here. If it breaks below, play puts. entry above 43.23. If it breaks that level, it should test the highs around 45, and then it should push up. So just, you know, make sure you're aware of that downside risk. LVS I did, Airbnb I did. Was Shop a technical breakout? It 100% was. Here's the overall chart on the daily, right? We're on the daily. How was I able to inverse the chart? Alt-I on the keyboard. Alt-I inverses the chart. It's always a good way to look at, you know, the downside. So Shop, right? 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3, 4, ripped up, fake out before a breakout, right? Retested previous level. I'm pretty sure. Okay, no. Right, multiple touches across the board at this 1560 level, rejected numerous times. A very bearish candle right there. Rejected again, and again. And it rejected again, right? It pulled back, it retested this old level of resistance as a new support before ripping right back to the upside. And as you can see, buyers stepped in, blew right through the level of resistance, shot right through and continued to the upside, right to the target of 1650. So this was a perfect technical setup. Perfect technical setup. Last week I picked up Facebook. Can you please show? Yeah, sure. I'll go over the Facebook play. So Facebook play. This is what I was watching. Hold on, let me pull up the Discord and I could see what time I alerted it at. Give me 1 second. I'll even I'll search my play. I don't know why my name's not coming up. Let's see. See if I could find my Facebook play. Just give me 1 second so I could search it. I feel like that would be a good thing to go over. I'll also go over the Amazon play. All right, Facebook ended up running like 500%. Okay, here. So, oh, it doesn't show me the timestamp. Is there any way to see the timestamp? Oh, right here, 9:57. This one doesn't say the timestamp though. All right, good enough. So 9:57, I alerted it at. Let's go to 9:57. Right around here. Okay, wait, so I could actually... Let's see. Can I copy this image? Boom. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna look at this red line, which is this level right here. Right, so around 333.90, I think that was. Yeah, right around here. So what I did is it broke this level of resistance, right? We had a gap fill here. I entered as soon as it broke out. It broke out, almost filled the gap, pulled back, retested, right? So we broke through resistance, pulled back, bounced perfectly. I can delete this now. And then it broke that level of resistance, right? 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4, acted as a support, right? So old resistance or old support's going to act as new resistance. It broke through, next level, right? Acted as support here, acted as resistance here, acted as resistance, right? So broke through that level also, and then perfectly touched the next level of resistance. Ran right through. Right, we had this white line as a resistance level also, right? 1 touch, 2 touch, 3, 4. So that blew right through. This was a great play, right? I was just playing the gap fill, and it ended up exceeding expectations. I'm definitely watching this again this week. If it can break 341.86, we should see a run to 346. Right, so first move, this is a wave 3. Right, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and we should see a wave 5. Right to, let's see where the 618 is. Yep, right around there. Which lines up perfectly with the high. All right, so we should see a move into this region right here. If this holds, right? So that count would be invalidated below 338. But look, we're starting to flag here. All right, so maybe we extend this a little bit, right? Consolidate before moving to around 348. Do I use level 2 or read the tape? No, I don't. I watch options flow, which is basically the same exact thing, if not better. So definitely watch Facebook this week. Really like this. Tesla, I alerted right before close because it was starting to break out. Right, we have one dip which held very nicely right off old level of support. Buyer stepped in big time. We saw a huge bounce. We have a higher low. We have consolidation at a higher level than the previous low. Right, so a higher low, another higher low, nice consolidation. This white trend line acted as resistance multiple times, rejected here, and it finally looks like we're starting to break out, which is why I alerted. This is a great risk to reward play, which is what trading is all about, right? So we have huge upside with limited risk, right? So I'll cut this play below that low, right? 1020 is the stop loss, and over 1054, which if we do hit 1054, call should be up around probably 100% already. And we have, you know, we could potentially touch 1100, which we would be up massive. All right, so we have a 6 to 7% move to the upside, all just for a 1.5% downside move. Only negative thing now with this is what Elon tweeted, responding to Bernie Sanders, saying, do you want me to sell more stock? Because Bernie Sanders was saying how he needs to tax the rich or the super rich. Zaid, I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Just joined. Not sure if you covered IWM or gold for Monday all next week. I did not cover IWM yet, but bullish on all the sectors, right? So kind of the same thing as SPY. Have an inverse head and shoulders here, right? We have a area of resistance. We just broke out. And you can also look at this, you know, a few ways. You can look at it like that. You know, there's a few ways to look at this, but this is my favorite way to look at it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, kind of creating higher and higher lows right here, which is a bullish sign for the breakout. We just broke out, a little retest. My entry point is right around 240.37, this high right here. If that breaks, we should move up to that level of resistance, right? Resistance turn into a new support, consolidated right at that level. So we should test that level if we break through. QQQ, same thing on all these. All right, there's multiple ways to look at it, but we're kind of flagging here. All right, a little ascending triangle, bull flagish sign. So definitely bullish. we'll see what happens. Let me see if I missed anything. Mario, sorry, ATVI. A few of you took in the voice chat Friday. Someone mentioned good flow for late November 72 call. There's a gap above. Let's check it out. I'm surprised this has been moving to the downside. So interesting where it bounced, right? If you take a look at that, right? So bounced at 64.53 right around that level, which was this peak right here and was this support level right here, right? So we had a support, and it finally fell through. Because of earnings, but still it goes to show you how support broke. And now we've been in a downtrend. We tested that level perfectly, and now we're moving back up to the upside. We just broke that level of resistance. Nice strong candle. So it does have a gap. It needs to hit 72. So it really needs to hold that high, right? So 68.78 needs to hold. As long as that holds, right, it should test 72.20, which is this level of resistance, right? Bounce right here, support and support here, right? So old support is going to act as a new resistance. You know, decent. It had a perfect bear flag, by the way. Right, if I did alt inverse, perfect flag. But this could be also a head and shoulders. Right, we have left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, and here's the neckline. All right, so just be aware of all the different scenarios here. I wonder where this lined up. That was pretty perfect. Look at that. So fell through and held perfectly. That's pretty interesting. So Tesla I did, Facebook I did, Amazon. Okay, let's go over Amazon. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. So Amazon was another amazing call last week. It ran up over 300%. Thomas asked, did I create a video that shares trading view indicators and settings? No, I didn't, but I wouldn't really worry about indicators until you have an understanding of price action. You know, indicators are kind of irrelevant if you don't know how price works and support and resistance works. So definitely go over support and resistance first and just understand levels. But Amazon, amazing play last week. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Whoops. Move that back. Okay, so overall chart here. We had our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Pulled back. Perfect ABC correction, right? So wave C's typically move to the 1 or the 1272 fib level. Right, so what I did here is you measure from here to wave B, or you measure the A to B wave, or you measure the B wave, and it typically reverses right within this region, and it did perfectly, which also lined up perfectly with this old level of resistance. All right, so we had resistance, resistance. I'm sure if I pulled it across, we would have some more important levels over there, but perfectly balanced, nice strong candle. So I knew buyers, were gonna step in once the level of resistance breaks. So held this level perfectly, right? A little fake out before breakout. We broke this trend right here, retested, and then I'm pretty sure I entered at the break, put the magnet on, at the break of this level, right? So this candle right here entered right here, shot up and continued to run to the high. So perfect play. That's what we look for every time. Every single time, that's what we look for. So now this could be a new wave 1, and this could be a wave 2, or we can see a wave 2 to here. All right, maybe A, B, C before wave 3 back to the upside, but very bullish on Amazon. My entry point is at 35.40, this level of resistance. So watch that this week. I already have my alert set, and I'm also going to set it right over here, the break of that candle. HD, definitely watching this week. Perfect flag, perfect flag. We are at the level of resistance right here, so over 373.50, which would be a break of this candle. I'd enter, and it would need to break 375.15. So definitely watch that this week. AMD, I like this setup on the smaller time frame. Perfect inverse head and shoulders. Multiple rejections across this pink line. We're kind of flagging here, right? Some tight price action. A break of this level, I already have my alert set on it. I'll enter. It needs over that level, 148.50. Over 148.50, or 148.59 to be exact. It should test 149.73, and over that it should test the highs again. Microsoft also on these smaller time frame, kind of very similar to AMD. Right, left shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder head, potential right shoulder. We just broke out over this level of resistance. We're flagging here. So over 337.23 is my trigger. I already have my alert set. Definitely watching BT. I know it has a high short float. But again, we bounced right at support. We have multiple rejections across this top trend line. And this could be a potential wave 3 setting up here. So definitely watching this. I already have my alert set. So MU, yep. So MS just asked. Daily is a huge flag. We just broke out, and now we just broke this previous resistance, right? So we should see a move if this level holds, right? If 77 holds, 77.03 to be exact holds, and we see a break of 78.02, which is this previous high, we should see a nice run up to around 80, maybe 82, 83. All right, so add my alert. And that's all I have on my watch list so far this week. Thoughts on AFRM? Take a look at the daily. I like that candle. All right, so old resistance, potential fake out before a breakout here. One level of support, two, a little fake out action, nice bullish candle. Let's check out the smaller time frame. These candles are crazy. I kind of like it over 149.67. If it can break that level, there's a little gap fill here. Should see a push up if it breaks that level, but nothing that I would play really. Disney. Yeah, Disney I wouldn't touch here. Had a flag, broke to the downside on earnings. Here's the Bitcoin chart for whoever just said Bitcoin. I am game. All right, Bitcoin is literally just a game of wedges. I could chart it out again. All right, we had a rising bearish wedge. We had a wedge here. We had a wedge here. That's all it is. Bitcoin is just wedge after wedge. Broke down, retested, fell below. Wedge, wedge, breakout. I'm bullish on Bitcoin as long as it holds this level, right? Which every other time that it's broke out like this, it held. Bitcoin should see new highs as long as this holds. All right, perfect test. Right, this resistance broke through, retested once, retested twice. Inverse head and shoulders that he said, yeah. So right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Needs to break this trend. It should break. LLY. Potential cup and handle. All right, there's that. Kind of flagging here. Yeah, it just needs to hold these lows. If it breaks this low, then it should see more downside. But if it breaks this upper trend line, it should move back to the upside. Oh, rail, I forgot. If I miss your requests, it's not on purpose. Yeah, this chart's kind of messy. It's also, what's the volume on it like? Yeah, there's no volume on this. I definitely wouldn't play this. Average volume is 470,000. So I wouldn't touch it. Also very choppy price action. But I mean, it's kind of nice because I mean, it's having massive 100% moves. It was at $8, came back down to around 460, went back up, right? It's very choppy. SNDL. I hate playing these charts. They're very pump and dump-esque. Like, Look at the overall chart. I mean, that's just... Yes, it broke out. Yes, you can catch a massive move. Is it predictable? No. You can't really chart this. Right, you have like the level of resistance, but it broke out. I don't know how much I could say for this. Massive volume though. Average volume is 186 million, and then it had 893 million, so about 7 times the volume. BITF. Yeah, so this is this has seen a nice move. Just broke this level of resistance, closed right above. It just needs to hold 850. If it can hold 850, it should test 936, and then over 936 it should test 10. They had a perfect flag. A perfect flag break. Broke that high and ripped right through. Right, this is how you have to play charts. You play the break of that resistance level, shoots through, your target's the top of the wedge, and hits it perfectly. And exceeds expectations, pushes through to the next level of resistance. Textbook play here. Yeah, you're welcome, Sonia. Not gonna give you any BS, that's for sure. I don't care if it goes up or down, anything. Just gonna let you know what my opinion is. So gold, I was actually looking at this last week. Major breakout, right? Let's take a look at the weekly, 5-day, same thing. Major breakout, right? So level of resistance broke through that key level of resistance right here, that yellow level, 170, 155, multiple rejections across the board, broke through. So we should see a start of a run up here. What can happen before we do that, where's my brush here, is right, a potential move to this level of resistance. That was an awful line. Right, so we could see a move, or let me actually do this. What the heck? What is going on here? I don't know how to use this indicator. I guess it doesn't work. Ghost feed, isn't that what it is? Oh yeah. So we see a move up to this resistance. We see a pullback down to this level. We go back up and retest. I don't know what is going on with these candles. That is ridiculous. That looks so bad. I'm so sorry about that. I'll just draw it. I thought it'd be cool. Right? We go up, retest, we come back down, consolidate, and shoot through. That is awful as well. Sorry. But very bullish on gold. Very good chart here. That's a textbook play. Disney, I already did. Here's the chart. Don't play it. Bearish as could be. Probably going to test 153. Right, that's the next level of support. Also just broke that previous level right there of 161, right around that region. 160. Baba, I know someone asked before. ABBA, I really hate playing. I don't like playing these Chinese stocks because they move weird. I know Sea Blast is very good with these. I just haven't had any success with these tickers, so I generally just stay away. But it's following. Whoops. It's following this nicely, right? Let's see. Right, it's kind of in a range here. It needs to break over 169. It's too in the middle for me to have an opinion on this, which is completely fair. You don't need to have an opinion on everything. Personally, I would wait for it to either test around 162 or 169, 170. Because if it can break this level, then it should run and test 172, this level of resistance, and then it should run up here. But it could totally pull back and test this level. I know weed's heating up the cannabis sector, but looking at the chart is just not my type. It's like this is like Mount Everest. It's gonna be a pain to climb back up, basically. Only good thing is that it held this level, 2288, right? Dipped below, had a triple bottom. Whoops. One bottom, two bottom, three. Not my type of chart. BT I covered already. I love it. Here's the chart. Multiple supports. Needs to break that level of resistance. But mining play. It's following that trend nicely, but it's just there's really no good setup here. Maybe I take that back. Right, broke that level of resistance, and it's kind of flagging here on the smaller time frame. Right, so if it can break 1545, one rejection, two rejection, and now we're flagging, it should break through and test around here. LRC. What the hell is this? This is crypto. I guess we'll just cover it quickly. But kind of the same thing as that previous chart. Right, just broke out. Now it's kind of testing. Now it's kind of flagging. Needs to break this level of resistance, then to test the top of that. And then over that, it should push higher. 10. This is the solar ETF. Level of resistance is 101.48. If it can break that level, it should test this next level of resistance around 107. Had a nice breakout though. Right, perfect flag. Perfect flag. Right, if you chart enough, you'll notice every time a flag breaks, it breaks out, it consolidates, it pushes up to the next level of resistance, breaks through, and then pulls back, retest, right? So we had a double bottom right on that old level of resistance. before pushing back up. So every chart's basically the same. Not bad. Not bad. Do you trade the same stocks, or do you... I basically trade the same stocks. I like playing the main names because there's a ton of volume, you get good fills, and once you start playing the same names, you get used to the price action. Right, like Amazon is a slow mover until it breaks a key level. Once it breaks a key level, it likes to rip every single time. And the contracts move very, very nicely. Do I trade crypto? No, not really. Do I have crypto? Yes. Just to be diversified. Mara. I remember I played this break and it just continued to rip. Too overextended for my liking. I don't like playing names when they're up here. Let's see the smaller time for now. Really no setup here, right? Choppy. Nothing I like on Mara. Riot, kind of the same thing. Had this flag break. Pushed over this level of resistance. I was a key level and just broke that level right there. Previous high, 44.80, right around that region. And now it's testing that high of 44.16, closed over. That's very, very bullish. Good sign. Needs to hold 44.16. It's just choppy. It's so choppy. Yeah, that's really all I could do for that chart. Nvidia. So here's my Nvidia chart. It's kind of in a range. I'm waiting for it to test around 306, which is this level right here, 306.80. That high. Once it breaks that high, it should rip to around 313. But it is creating higher and higher lows. It's kind of an ascending triangle. Interesting. KRBN. Carbon ETF. Can't really chart this, my man. 480,000 volume. Right, that's why it looks very staggered. Can't really chart this. This is ETFs. It's just, especially this, it's, you got to look more into financials and whether or not this is going to be used in the future or not, which carbon's been a big movement lately. So this could be $100 stock for sure. On that note, I think I'm going to end it here. I answered a ton of charts. Anyone have any questions related to trading? Also, anyone that's new here, make sure you're using the dashboard. Here's the dashboard. This is what I have next to me. Everyday trading. Out of the money calls, bullish, sweeps. Typically I change the expiration less than, right? So today is the 14th of November, right? Yep. I'll typically limit it to about a month out. Because I just day trade. So I don't really need to see anything more than a month out. And I'll typically on a Monday, greater than or equal to around like 50, 60K. And I'll just watch this. I look for repeat sweeps. right? So 2 Tesla sweeps at the same time. This 3 at the same time. This is probably the same buyer. This one and this one. Yeah, this is definitely the same buyer, right? About 15 seconds apart. They bought 180 and 466, both sweeps. They're trying to get as many contracts as possible. 1119, 1150 calls. And they put about 500 grand into it. For sure, Leon. Absolutely, man. How do you see dark pools? I don't track dark pools. They're kind of irrelevant in my opinion. Like this is definitely the same buyer also. Right? About a minute apart, same contracts, 1030 calls. And they put about 470,000, 480,000 into them. 33 contracts, 92 contracts. They're trying to get as many as possible. And this is a good sign, right? You can also look at the fills that they get. So they bought at 15, 30, and 40 seconds. 92 contracts at 3,800 and 225, and then they bought more at a higher price. All right, so that's typically what I look for. What's new in the dashboard? Yeah, we actually have a bunch of things coming. The developer is doing it right now. I'll give you guys a sneak peek actually. This is just for the live stream viewers. Where is Discord? Okay. What time frames do you use when trading? All of them. I start with the larger, find a good setup on the larger time frames, and then if you day trade, slowly move into the let's see. So there is one. Here is the other. So we have upgrades and downgrades section. Let me pull that up too. See if I could find it. Yeah, here. So, right, upgrades and downgrades. This is still in development, so it's not finalized. But tickers with the analyst firm, up or downgrade, the rating. Right, so that's one. Next is we're gonna have a news section, right? News. And it's gonna be a live feed of news coming in. Which is going to be huge, right? We have the source, Bloomberg, CNBC, blah, 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 the title. And if you want more information, you just hover over it and it will tell you what's going on, which is massive. This will be huge to have. And we have much more to come, right? This is just the beginning of the dashboard. What's the difference between a sweep and a block? I would just Google it, honestly. I don't feel like sitting here and explaining that. A sweep is basically an order that sweeps multiple exchanges to get the quickest fill, and a block is more of a larger trade that's predetermined. All right, that's a very simple answer, but I would just Google it, and it will come up with an answer, a very detailed, explained answer. You have upgrades and downgrades on your dashboard. I think we were running a test to see if it was working or not. So it's probably going to go back, Donnie. we're still in development stages, so, but it should be up in a few weeks. We have a lot to come on the dashboard. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an all-in-one platform. It's going to be amazing. How do I get access to the dashboard? Just go on Bull Trades. Right, here's our website, and then you click dashboard, and it brings you right there. Oh look, here's upgrade and downgrades. So here you go. This is still in development. Probably because it's the weekend. I'm sure tomorrow we're gonna remove this. But this is how it's gonna work. We gotta fix the all these. Hey, Donnie, maybe you're special. Yeah, it's special access, but this is awesome, right? It's gonna be huge. You could like search for. Let's see. Oh, that didn't work. Let's see. JP. Just JP Morgan would come up. Still in development, so definitely have a lot to do here, but this is how it's going to work. Taco. How does the news update section compare to Bloomberg Terminal? Yep, basically the same thing. It's going to be a live feed. And Bloomberg Terminal is like $8,000. And ours is 50. It's going to be a live feed, like Bloomberg Terminal or Benzinga, where live feed comes up. We paid for access for an API, and it's going to be live feed directly into our website. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited for it. On that note, I will see you guys tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, ping me in the Discord, message me on Twitter, whatever you want. Make sure you drop a like, support the stream, support the channel, invite your friends to we also have that affiliate program. I'm not sure how many people take advantage of that. Affiliate program at the bottom. Right, so one, you'll get a 10% off coupon. And then let's say someone signs up using your code. You get a reoccurring monthly commission. Right, so if you have 5 people referred, you get $100 a month. 10 people, 200, 20 people, 500. Which, you know, it's not an extra $500 a month for doing nothing. It's amazing. That's a car payment. That's a quarter of your rent, whatever you pay for rent, right? Think about it like that. Just fill this out. And there you go. If you have, and then also if you have over 25 or over 50 conversions, right, you get 20% commission. Over 100, 30%, right? So you get more and more money as you refer more and more people. That's really cool. I don't know why I don't use this to refer people. I'm gonna start giving I'm gonna sign up right now after the stream. So definitely check that out. Just go to bull trades and it's at the bottom right here, affiliate program. All right, guys. On that note, let's go watch some football. Have a good day, guys. Appreciate you stopping by.